Good day, sir. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. What's up, Sneezy? You got it right this time.
Oh, dude, I listened back. Painful. Just so extremely painful.
Well, here we are, starting off
Oh,
much better.
episode 11. We're on track. And boy, do we have a lot to get through tonight.
Dude, as always, I feel like jam-packed, bunch of stuff, bunch of awesome stuff like that. I I'm pumped about tonight's episode. And also pretty stoked for the guest that we'll be joining.
We got a slant night. We got some dope guests lined up. We got we had a lot of updates to get through. So much going on.
Dude,
We got mint dates announced. We've got test nets gone live. We've got new record highs for TVLs. Lions and tigers and bears on my.
the list goes on and on. The list goes on and on. I am excited for us to jump into it. Well, I mean, I guess before we jump into all of the details, maybe we do a quick intro, kick off the space, and welcome everyone that's hanging out with us. But if this is your first time here, welcome to Aptos After Dark, where we discuss every single week what's going on over the past week within the Aptos ecosystem. We're usually joined with awesome people each and every week, hosted by myself, Atreyu, and the man, the myth, the legend, Sneezy. Welcome.
I know about all that. Yeah, I'm gonna hit them with the disclaimer. None of this is financial advice. This is just a bunch of friends talking with a bunch of other friends about a bunch of stuff that we think is cool. Talking to new projects. Obviously, do your own looking into them, but we're here to talk about all the cool stuff coming to Aptos, and you guys can make your decisions after that. And if you are interested in anything we're talking about tonight, I would recommend get yourself a Petra wallet and start exploring the Aptos ecosystem.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Nailed it. Nailed it. So I think you shared a little bit about what tonight's going to be. I mean, there's so much going in over the past week alone. Just like every single week, there's so much cooking. That's why this space exists. There's so much to cover and talk about. How do every single week we wonder the same thing? Where and how do we start? Where do we feel like starting today?
Do you, let's hit up. Is it Christina or Christine? Let's hit up the
Christine?
metrics. Let's do the weekly metrics.
I like that. Big fan of that. All right, let's do it. Let's pull up some Christine data. She's always throwing down awesome info for us. And also there was another contribution with the data side of the house this week as well that I think we'll probably talk about a little bit as well. But let's go with this one here. Well, we got a few things from Christine actually to talk about, but let's go with the one that's more about I guess the general ecosystem that we normally start off with over the past week. Let's pin that to the top there. So just pin to the top.
Let's go.
Create, and it's more about actually the NFT stats on Aptos over the past week. So I think this is something really exciting to talk about. I don't know, Sneeze, you want to jump into this?
I was hoping this was the one we were going to post because it's going to tie in nicely to all the NFT updates. So let's go. 20K weekly NFT sales. Over 5,000 buyers. Oh, dude.
Yeah, 24K in Aptos volume.
Smile. This just makes me smile. It's just such sharp contrast from where we were last summer.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's just amazing.
If you're listening in
1.3 million in volume,
dude. If you're looking at on YouTube and we'll have like all of our tweets in the description afterwards. We'll do like a roundup of everything. But I'm not gonna lie, the chart of the weekly NFT sale volume on this tweet here just looks like amazing. Up and to the right is one way to put it. Yeah, sales volume consistently up and to the right, looking really, really healthy and strong. Great.
Yeah, since probably November, like end of November, I feel like we've seen just constant, steady growth in the NFT ecosystem, which is
Yep.
just that very bullish to me because that it's just organic. Like it's not like there was a little bit of a surge, I guess, around New Year's, but then things kind of tapered down and have continued just on that proper trajectory. Just makes
Well,
me so happy.
if that gets you hyped, I think the next tweet that we got pinned up here from Christine as well is going to equally get you hyped. It's more about the general ecosystem that she posted just a few hours ago, actually. The weekly stats update: 10.9 million transactions over the past week, with 559,000. That's right, 559,000 active users, with welcoming in 300,000 net new users to the ecosystem.
Let's go. Oh
Like,
man.
oh man, it's awesome to see. Big numbers. These are like every single week feel like we say the same thing. Like, holy, these are crazy numbers just to be talking about. Yeah, so it's consistent. It's consistent, which is like also, yeah, I don't know, gets me motivated. Definitely gets me hyped.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the tweet that Neil put out. I think it was like 3 weeks ago now. Just like once people come to Aptos, they're not going to leave. They're going to stay in the ecosystem. And I think that's very factual. Like
Yep.
especially on the DeFi side, like if you bring someone to Aptos and get them playing around with the different marketplaces and dApps that we have available, it's the same stuff we talk about as like getting into DeFi.
Yep.
The same things that make
Yep.
it not scary for us make it super appealing for people that are trading on other chains.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I mean, the TBL chart is literally the traditional graph of exponential. So if anyone's curious of what that looks like, just go take a peek at our second tweet here by Christina. It's literally an exponential chart for what TBL looks like. So just ripping. That is the definition of an exponential chart.
Yeah,
And it's great to see. Great to see.
you love to see it. You really do love to see it.
Yeah, everything is just crazy. I mean, there's so much, and there's clearly builders too, right? Like 19 net new contracts, 294 active contracts. Like that just simply means people are building on the chain, and that's also very consistent. Like seeing net new contracts just deployed and shipped over a weekly, he's just always super bullish on seeing that. So
I
very
think
exciting.
I'm not sure if it may have been Greg that posted it, but someone made a post just about like the dev stats of Aptos right now and just how that's growing on a similar kind of trajectory that we're talking about with the chain in general. Like
Was
you
it?
touched on it with the
Yeah.
number of contracts, but like in terms of uh, dev lookups and full-time devs.
Oh shoot, I know exactly the tweet you're talking about right now too, and I don't know who wrote that.
No idea.
Darn
It's
it,
gone. It's gone.
it's
It didn't. It
gone.
didn't make it in. Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. I mean, there's just a similar up and to the right phenomena with dev adoption and people like moving over to the Aptos and move language. So it's oh gosh, I really wish we had that tweet because that would have been awesome to pin our post here just to have. But if anyone does have it, throw it in the comments. We'll pin it up to the top at some point during this conversation. But yeah, it's very, very much so exciting. People are catching on, they're building, and they're enjoying the building aspect of it too. So yeah, let's freaking go to that. I'm very much so excited about that.
Mm, a lot to be excited about. Got mint dates announced.
Let's do it. Let's jump
Bun,
in. What do we got?
Bunnies, April 26th,
Bunnies. Okay.
and
Hey,
iAliens on the 4th.
let's go, dude. Bin info, Aptos bunnies, pinning it to the top. We got the mint. Aliens hype project. Those knees always around. Very excited for these guys as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see these tonight.
I hope so. I mean, that would be sick if we see him come and hang out with us for a little bit. I would love to give him we would love to give him some time.
Yeah,
And I
me too.
also not gonna wait. The most recent tweet is May 4th, which did you say that for aliens?
Yes,
But
for iAliens, yeah.
dude,
Big Star Wars Day.
that is amazing. Ah, dang, that is an awesome day to mint on. Let's go.
Dude, that's, when I saw the tweet, I DM'd him right away, and I was like, "May the fourth be with you."
That is amazing. I did not catch that when I saw this tweet before. I did totally did not connect that dot until right now. That's amazing. Heck yeah.
But yeah, no, he's been building for a long time. He had the mint on Ethereum, and they're bridging that project over to Aptos, and everybody on Aptos will have their opportunity to join the iAliens community on May the 4th.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's cool that he's bringing over his community too. By his ETH community, bringing it and basically helping them bridge over to Aptos. That's amazing. I am
Yeah,
a huge fan of the concept there and
I
what he's
could
got going on.
see I could see several projects in the future doing that, just based off of, like, I know a lot of projects that I used to, or I'm still a part of, but I'm not as active in, like, had these grand ideas that just they always got parked because it didn't make sense. But I think Aptos opens a lot of possibilities to those projects. So I don't know. I think that might be a
But
trend we start seeing more of. Like, we saw
yeah,
it with
you know,
Proud Lions, and Proud Lions I know was a big part of iAliens making that jump.
yeah, and I mean, it's kind of I feel like a pretty common trend when projects don't feel the support from a chain community, which is, um, and then they end up potentially bridging over their community to a new chain that's willing to support them in a bit more of a organic way in some sense and sustainable way. And you see it. I've seen it a few times, a bunch of times actually in the GameFi gaming space, specifically in Web3, where projects like start on Ethereum and then they swap over to Polygon and then they go to Solana and next thing you know
Yep.
they're like, okay, well, I think after it's like I don't know if they're just trying to use it as a way to gain more adoption to their games specifically, but either way, I mean, I feel like once people do come to Aptos and these projects come to Aptos, like I think some of the best things about the Aptos ecosystem is the community, and I think that's sometimes where the lack thereof for some of the other chains, unfortunately, is just that. Maybe lesser around community and more around the project and more about the finance or the financial aspect. So
No, 100%. But then the reason I'm so bullish on it is then you have projects like Link where they're creating that groundwork to be able to put in-game in-game functionality on chain.
oh yeah, no, Link is game changing. They're bringing just totally net
And
new people.
that's what I get to. Like, I just think there's a lot of projects that wanted to do very cool things. And that's kind of like the progression that you just said, like ETH to Polygon to maybe an interim like a Solana or an Arbitrum. But like, I see that transition landing a lot of people in Aptos. Again, just because of the functionality and what you're going to be able to do on chain here.
Yeah, dude, it's incredibly true. And these guys they're paving the way. They're paving the way to make it so much easier to bridge over. So if you guys aren't aware, Link is another basically infrastructure team for the gaming space to help connect people into gaming projects, specifically into the Aptos ecosystem and making on-chain aspects a lot more feasible in some sense from a development perspective and from a game dev perspective. So it's really cool what they're doing. And yeah, I definitely agree. Like, and honestly, Vish is out there like making sure people are aware, which is also awesome.
Making that exact pitch.
Yeah, like to everyone and everyone that is considering. So it is definitely, yeah, very cool.
A lot of great stuff going on.
Well, speaking of more NFT projects, I mean, do we want to jump into Renegades too? I mean, that's another one that's
Oh, that's another cool kind of pushing the boundaries of what I've seen on Aptos. That's
they
fungible
announced some,
NFTs.
yeah, they got a few things going on that I feel like they announced recently. What's kind of some of the things that have caught your eye? I mean, I know that they kind of also they have a launch date set as well. It seems like on the Rena token. It seems like, or is through pre-sale on April 25th.
Wait, what?
I just
What?
yeah, I just pinned
Okay,
it.
did you pin it to the top?
I did pin it to the top. So if anyone is also curious, yep, there you go. They announced Rena, and I think this is going to be their liquid NFT basically in some sense. So
Got you.
very
Okay, that makes sense.
yep, yep. So if you have like less than one money symbol Rena, RENA, then you won't be able to claim an NFT. But if you have greater or equal to one money symbol Rena, and we'll just say that's a token, then you'll be able to claim that NFT, which is pretty cool. So one Rena token on their platform will can freely trade, and you can freely trade fractions of it. So pretty, yeah. This is new. This is a new kind of concept. This is, I think, this is the first one on Aptos, right? Who's doing
As
this?
far as I know, yep.
Yeah. So this is pretty exciting, and so they just a few days ago just announced that their pre-sale starts on April 25th, and yeah, I don't know. Did they mention a public or
So that's Thursday. Okay.
the sale will last 36 hours. The first 800 wallets to participate in the sale will receive a certain amount of bonus tokens. After this period, participants will have the opportunity to claim their Rena tokens on our platform. Yeah, so pretty interesting. It's very comparable, it seems like, to the ERC 404 on Ethereum for anyone that's familiar with the ERC 404. So that is, generally speaking, I guess the simplest way to compare it. It is that, I believe,
Fractionalized NFT.
just on Aptos now. Yep.
That's very cool.
Dude, super cool. Yeah, I'm pumped about this. So I'm curious to see how it goes as well, because it is net new, and anything like new and shiny like this, it is always just fun. So let's go. Shout out to those guys.
So I'm not sure, and I'm probably spreading wild speculation at this point, but I
Let's
saw
go.
JC from Town Square tweeting about it a lot. I'm not sure if it's tied to them at all.
Oh yeah, he has been tweeting a bunch about it. So JC from Town Square. I mean, I don't know if he's directly involved but he for sure is involved in some capacity because he's definitely almost acting as if he is. So like a core contributor to the team. So I'm not really sure, but it's great to
If it
see
is,
because
that
Town Square is a
if it
great
is, that
product and
I'm
team.
even more bullish on it, and I don't get why they wouldn't be leaning into that more.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Big
Um,
fan, big fan of Town
no,
Square.
yeah,
Cred, get your cred points. Check out. I should get a pin. We should get a pin for Town Square.
yeah. We got to support that team and that project because it really is an awesome project. I know we also had Coretta that kind of like snuck in. I feel like this project we could have talked about actually last week, but I think we didn't get to touch on them because they kind of announced their clicker game last week. We never talked about it, but it's very fun. Did you get a chance to play
I
the
have
Coretta
not,
clicker
but that's
game?
how you get whitelist. So I got to get on there and get playing.
It's actually a very fun mechanism to get whitelist. Like talk about something different, right? Like, and honestly, if anyone here, let's pin something here so that we can talk about Coretta. People can find it. Oh, it's a top 1,000 too. Here, I'll pin it here. So the top 1,000 participants will receive the whitelist, which is interesting. It's a gamification of whitelist in some sense, but they've made it so it's a mobile friendly game. They are launching an NFT project. So it is an NFT project, by the way, called Coretta with a K there. And they made a game that it's like play to whitelist basically. And as I just said before, it's the top 1,000 scores are going to get that whitelist. Honestly, it's pixel art. Huge fan of it. I'm a huge fan of pixel art. If anyone's not aware of Pixel Pirates, you'll understand that that's probably pretty obvious. Um, yeah, I mean, the game is fun. It's very easy to play. Um, and it does require a little bit of attention, so you can't just like simply walk away from it. So you basically just earn money through playing the game in some fake money basically that you can then purchase resources in the game. It's all just like not related to actual money, so let's just say that. And then you can use those resources to score higher points faster. And like basically, the more points you score, the more points you can accumulate over time, the more resources you can then purchase, and that cycle just kind of continues as you upgrade to more and more like different types of resources that can score you more points in different type of increments of time. So it's just like min maxing on how much points you can score in certain per second or something like that, or per half second. And over time, you just accumulate more and more points, and that's how you rank up on the leaderboard. So hopefully that was easy to understand. But either way, you can just anyone can pick it up, and within like probably the first minute, you'll have a general idea of how to play the game. It's very very simple. But he referred to this as a game that like was common and popular in the '90s, or I would say they, Coretta the brand. And I don't think I don't really remember playing this type of game before. So maybe I totally missed it. But
I'm gonna try and get them in one of these spaces. They are North American based. It's a two-person team, and they're both do art and are both devs. And this is
what an awesome
this
duo!
is just like, yeah, the clicker game is just a tease.
Oh man, that is awesome to hear. I did not know that. I would love to have them up to just chat with them if it's
So
possible, because I mean
100%.
they're clearly coming with a gaming perspective. So like if we can get those guys up here, that team up here, the duo, like or even one person, man, that'd be very very cool.
I will do my best to make it happen.
Well, we also have the Loonies.
Oh,
Loonies has been
dude, I I forged a whitelist ticket for the Loonies. I'm very excited for the Loonies.
yeah, your forgery was hilarious. I loved it.
That I just any way that I can support Waffle and the Press and the team. Love those guys. Love what they're
Yeah,
doing. Love that they've got the aggregator now, and very excited to see what the Loonies have in store for us, or what they have in store for us with the Loonies.
right. Yeah, it's there's and they've been what's been cool. They've been releasing their ticket system here. We're gonna pin Greg's ticket to the top here just so, or we should also maybe pin yours as well, which was really really funny. The way you did that, I actually thought it was real until. Until I kind of found out otherwise, but it was very very funny the way you did it, and like the the team's handing out whitelists like legitimately like tickets. So we pinned Greg's to the top there, and it's personalized to each individual, which is very 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 cool. So yeah,
Very
very
much looking
excited about
forward
this.
to see what the Waffle team has in store for us with that. Ooh,
Yeah, very very cool.
last minute addition. Made it in hot off the press was the partnership between Deadheads and Ice Blue. Did you see that today?
Ooh, ooh, I don't think I saw this. Tell me more. Pin it if you got it.
I shall pin it. Ice Blue is going to be doing um, the one of one art for the Deadheads collection.
No way.
Yep.
What?
Hold on. Where's Ice Blue? Pinning it to the top right now. And then the Ice Blue holders will get free mint whitelist in exchange. So kind of a cool way to see the projects working together.
That is sick. Oh, I love this.
Dude, I was like, that's a win-win. That's a beautiful thing.
That is a beautiful thing. Holy cow. I mean, it must be I can't remember the artist of Ice Blue, but we all know that that person's art is incredible. So very excited
Blackwood.
for Deadheads. Blackwood, yes, to have that opportunity to work with that person because Blackwood is awesome and clearly got the talent to be able to, put out some amazing art at a very serious scale too.
That's the
Super
that
bullish on
that's one
that.
of the beautiful things about having an amazing, talented artist in-house.
Yep,
That is an
that's exactly it.
inherent utility for the project.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
And like I honestly like I really do love it. I think it's a great way for the projects to be helping each other because it's also instead of doing like a second generation or females or babies, like they've also done a cool way. And if they keep doing this and they make it something sustainable, that's so cool that they're just going to get their holders in on a whole bunch of new stuff using the art.
I mean, that's it, right? It's just like it is a utility. It's definitely a utility. So it's cool to see. Like, and it's a different way. You don't see too often, but I love. Also, that just goes to show like how awesome the Aptos ecosystem is, right? This is not. I don't know if I've commonly seen this in the past, but like the fact that you have two projects like working together in this type of capacity, very very very
It's a
cool.
very in-depth collaboration, like integral to
Seriously,
both
the
projects. That's very cool.
one of ones. I'm assuming they're going to do something potentially something similar to what Ice Blue did themselves, which was like I don't even know. It was felt like over 100 one-of-ones were created just for that their pre-mint, which was like earth-shattering approach in some sense.
I never even thought
Was
of
it
that.
more
That
or
is no, I think it was right around there, like 100. It was just over 100.
yeah? And they're all totally unique too. So it's like hat tip to that team. And the fact they're going to do it for this project is for the deadheads is like even cooler. So again, just different type of utility. Like literally the art in some sense being that utility and driver. And kudos to Sweet for making that like a something that now Ice Blue holders can benefit in some sense from.
Yeah, Ice Blue's got a whole
It's
bunch.
very cool.
Ice Blue's got a whole bunch of stuff cooking.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know
They did.
Ape's sneaky working on some kind of a sub DAO for that
Yeah, I
community.
am curious. I am very curious on the DAO stuff and building DAOs within Aptos. I can't wait to talk more about this because I am very keen to learn about building DAOs and governance infrastructure and what tooling is available to run a DAO on Aptos. Because I know there's a ton of it on other chains, but I'm not going to lie, I'm very curious on how to do it on Aptos because I haven't fully explored that just yet. And um, yeah, very, very interested.
I know Aries
It's going to
has
be,
made some tooling for the Aptos ecosystem. Like there is a DAO DApp that exists, like a voting DApp, where communities can put forth proposals. It's token gated.
oh,
I
hell
don't know
yeah.
what the rigors are to go through and get set up on it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out, I guess. That's it's very exciting.
I should know because the Laser Dino DAO, but it's more of a club. I think that's what I feel like
Exclusive.
that's what a lot of the sub DAOs to this point have been, and that's very interesting to see like Ice Blue coming in with a fresh take on it, and obviously you're keened up on some kind of an actual structured sub DAO. Because I could be mistaken, but to my knowledge, a lot of the sub DAOs on Aptos to this point have really just been kind of token gated clubs.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be a take I'm going to be trying to push forward a little bit with Pixel Pirates for sure. I am absolutely going to be trying to explore like setting up a community governance infrastructure for like a basically running it in some form of a DAO, like creating a yeah. I don't want to talk too much about Pixel Pirates, but I am very much so
Why
interested.
not? They're an upcoming NFT project. We're allowed to talk about Pixel Pirates. They exist now.
it it is very fitting for this topic. That's true. I mean, so I guess we'll just throw in the quick thing for Pixel Pirates then to just say here is that we'll for sure we're going to be opening up the Discord and yeah, setting that live and having everyone start to that wants to be interested or be potentially part of the community as it gets going here. Discord will be going live tonight.
Got a
Gonna be putting out a
board to
tweet.
ship mateys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Start to start to board the ship and see how the journey takes you. Because once we get going here, I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see who the original pirates are out there. Because that's going to be a pretty big theme of the beginning of the Pixel Pirates is original pirates, and I kind of gave that alpha last week as well. But as we get going, I'm sure people are going to be curious more and more about it, and we'll see how it goes. But boarding the ship, I love that. I might literally use that.
Okay. Sneezy.apt, you can send the royalties there.
Dude, I'm sending the aptosafterdark.apt, obviously.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Well played, sir.
Well, by the way, that's a real wallet. We're not just trolling. That exists. Just throwing it out there. Yeah, NFT scene's, I think, heating up in a very awesome way. We have so many things cooking, so many projects that are about to I think we've gone through a little pause here for just a small second on like net new projects and like a small pause, a very small pause.
Like,
and then we're about like, I think,
like a week and a half.
Yeah. And like the month of May is just going to be, I think, insane for NFTs. Very, very.
If there's one
end
thing
of April
Aptos is known for, it's their summers. Aptos summers are
Aptos
hot
summer.
as fuck.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, we gotta. I think I'm excited to see how things progress with the NFTs, sub DAOs, DAOs in general, different ways of bringing people together to make decisions. I think it's just a fascinating topic in general. I'm not gonna lie. So
adding another facet to the membership. Like, I don't know, to me, an NFT at its core is a membership pass into that community. If you end up giving that pass some kind of voting power, that's just adding another facet to the holders of your NFTs, which is often not very many cases where that's a bad thing.
No, exactly, right? And everyone always, like, I feel like knows what to do. And any NFT project I've ever been in across any Web3 project, I feel like the community always has a strong stance about what like they want to do. It maybe sometimes doesn't fully align with founders in some sense. And I feel like, that's where governance becomes like super helpful in some sense. Like you have a voice. And I think that's awesome. And I think that's really cool that you can contribute in a way to, if you want to share that voice, you can. So I think we had, well, which space was it where Denoshi was talking about what he's trying to do in the future around something around like collecting interest around like his local area to join like a route there in a landscape of, I think something political. But I mean, I look at it as like DAOs in a sense is very similar where you can, you are in a way like trying to garner interest in topics that you care deeply about when it comes to something of the group. And there could be conflicting views, opinions, and thoughts. And I think it's just a really cool mechanism for people to have that ability to like do it in a way where there's like, you can vote people into, running the council, and then, they are who you delegate votes to. And then I don't know, there's so many cool ways I've seen it. DAOs orchestrated in a way that's fun and interesting and different. That makes things, I think, less chaotic, more organized, and giving more voice to the people that are building within the projects. So anyway, my rant is over. I'm excited for DAOs on Aptos. We'll just leave it there.
Let's go. No, me too, man. And I agree. I think a lot of it comes down to, and that's why I think sub DAOs are so powerful, is because they are completely community driven. It gets difficult when you start talking about running the whole project as a DAO. And maybe this is an old school mentality, but like,
well, that's kind of what I mean by like the idea of like,
if there's no clear leadership, it's very hard to not get pulled in 1,000 directions and not have that clear mission or that clear goal.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I think, yeah, like the sub DAO or like what I was mentioning before, like a community DAO that's like more focused on like what the community wants to potentially do and how that contributes to the overall health of a project, or sub DAOs and how sub DAOs want to like do whatever sub DAOs want to do, whether that's like, create a website or, launch their own, sub DAO NFTs or, whatever it may be, right? Like it's just a group of people that fit within a larger ecosystem deciding on how and what is best for them in their small, like I guess more exclusive way through a governance structure, right? Like because otherwise it's just like who can yell the loudest or some craziness like that. But like I think it is yeah, I mean running a totally DAO centric organization, I think that does have its limitations, and I tend to agree. Like having a clear vision, having a clear like potential helping someone steward that vision, I think is potentially vital to the success of a project. Unless you're able to set up proper governance structures.
And that's the thing is like it can
You know what I
work.
mean?
Like I feel like that's something that can be transitioned to, but like you need that established
Early days
community. Like just like you
early
gotta
day,
touch on it. Like
early days is tough.
yeah, because like what one of the ones you talked about, like, and I think that's a very cool DAO structure is kind of like the representatives.
Yep.
But you need to have a community established to figure out who those people should be. Which
Yeah, I
again
mean,
comes
how do you
back to
vote
like
for someone, or if there's like if it's day zero,
if everybody's
you don't know. Everyone's new. It's a when DAO is like a legitimate
and
question.
like
At what point a project?
bingo, dude. That's I was just gonna yes. At what point? Because
Yeah, because it's like
like
if you're thinking of
that
sub
kind of
DAOs
stuff
too, like
like it takes like I'm talking like 6
it
months
takes
to
a little bit of
year.
time.
Like that's the thing. Like if you want it to be like, dude, we're getting totally sidetracked. But I love
I
this type
know.
of
Oh, yeah.
conversation. Oh,
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it progresses. We brought up the Ice Blue and how there's a DAO coming, and that's where this all stemmed from. And either way, it's exciting to see where DAOs go on Aptos, and they continue to like
yes.
evolve and update and integrate into the ecosystem as a whole. So I think that's where we put a bow in it for now. We'll be talking more about DAOs in the future. I can almost guarantee that.
Oh, dude, that's gonna become I feel like that's gonna be a recurring Wednesday topic.
Yes. Yes. I mean, is there others just to bring it back to NFTs though? Is there other NFT topics we want to jump into? I know. Um, Maybe did we want to touch on anything with Zapdos?
Have they released any more information on the token?
Well, they
Because
did kind of.
ooh, they did kind of.
Yeah.
Sounds like you know more than I do.
I mean, they're having a Wapple trading competition with 0% royalties, and then it seems like Zap tokens for the are being awarded to the top 15 participants. But
Oh,
I
that's
don't know if they've released that is right, but I don't think they've released more about like the Zap token. I'm not maybe they have. Um,
dope.
Maybe they haven't. I'm not really sure.
Dope. I mean,
But it's very cool. I'm a big fan of the idea of just like a trading competition, 0% royalties. Um, and you're gonna receive 2x Wobble points. So that's cool.
booyah.
I just been it's up to just in case. Just in case, if anyone's curious.
Ooh.
Anything
Quick
else to touch
NFT
on? Do we want to go in?
NFT update.
Yeah, go for it.
Robo's partnered with Jewel Finance. That's all I know.
Okay. Okay. Let's pin that one to the top. This is this is an interesting one. I'm very, very
I
excited
don't
about anything
know.
Robos is doing.
I don't know what the partnership's going to be, but I know that the Robo's official tweet encouraged you to start using the test net.
Good morning.
Yo, good morning, Mud.
GM Mud.
I'm here, like promised.
Heck yeah,
Oh,
dude.
let's
That might be
go.
the perfect transition into gaming. And I just threw an invite to Zion Bets.
Wait,
Perfect transition, Mud.
I was just like looking at all these posts at the top. Because I think I've been missing out a bit on some of the launches. Like I miss Aptos, I miss a couple of things. So trying to see. So I need to get is the Zapdos stuff like the screenshot done already, or no? Am I too late for that?
Mm,
Because I know they're
For
dropping some
the
tokens, right?
Yeah, well, they got Zap on its way, but I don't think the trading competition is concluded. Um,
Oh, right. This is a different thing. Okay, it's a trading thing. All right. Top five.
but which basically, and they haven't confirmed anything about basically the snapshot being completed. So I think you're good.
All right.
Yo, and zero
Yeah,
trading fees on Waffle on Zapdos. So
Just
right.
saying.
The what do you call it? The Does Mercato have like similar competition as well, or this is like exclusively on Wapol?
I think it's just Wapple,
but
Wapple,
I
right?
think it's
Yeah.
exclusive on Waffle currently. Waffle fighting back
Let's
after
go.
Mercado Mania.
Let's go. Game. I mean, we're Bud Zion's up here too. What up, Zion?
Yo, good evening, sir.
GM.
GM. We have. Yeah, I'm excited for us to jump into all the things going on with gaming. I mean, I know both of you are got a lot going on. So, Sneezy, how do we want to kick this off? I'm pumped to jump into both what we got going on here.
Okay. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 5, Mud.
What? 3.
Okay, you got it. Mud, why don't you tell us a little bit
Wow.
about who you are and a little bit about Undying City?
Wow, that was a well played way to go about this. Very fair.
The number was
Very
3.
decentralized.
Yeah, but please kick us off. Give us a little intro, who you are, what you do, all the things.
Hello. Mud here from Singapore. Building Undying City, which is a mobile survivor game on Aptos. Yeah, check us out. We just had some updates pushed last week and over the weekend. Yeah, some bug fixing, and we have another free mint round upcoming on the 3rd of May. So we're still looking for partners and new projects to give away the free mint. So if anyone is building something cool, or actually if you're just building anything, I think we're open to help and collaborate with everyone. Send me a DM or join our Discord and raise a ticket. Would happy to kind of support you guys in any way. But yeah, right now we only have one level. I know there have been kind of feedback to add more levels and even other iOS support. So we're looking into that. Hopefully we can do something about that in the next 1 or 2 weeks. So thank you for the support, guys.
Let's go, Mud.
Yo, let's go.
You guys have your recent updates are awesome, by the way. As a Undying City player here, I've appreciated them very much. You've updated the UI a bunch. You've made the UX a bit smoother and better overall. Yeah, you guys have done a lot on your recent updates, and I can see all of my NFTs now in my inventory. Huge fan of seeing all that too. So and now I'm seeing all the stats and stuff populate, which has been really cool. So I don't know. I've been thoroughly enjoying the most recent update that you guys
Thank you,
made.
sir. Yeah, thank you. I mean, we yeah couldn't have done it without all the feedback. But yeah, we hopefully I think we'll keep giving updates until. I mean, they have some plans with like uh what do they call it, the official launch with like the full blown like 5 to 10 full levels and the tokenomics and NFTs and all that. So make sure. I think we didn't save the progression part as well before, so now you should be able to collect the matrix score and see that in your profile, which I think would help us kind of gauge the gameplay and the amount of time and yeah that people are playing. So thank you Atreyu for all the feedback.
Yo, you had me at 5 levels. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
we
gonna
gotta
lie,
add more levels.
that mini boss is way more is way tougher than every time I play against a mini boss. I'm like, man, this mini boss is way more challenging than the big boss. Anytime I clear the mini boss, I'm like, man, there's a high chance I'm gonna finish this. I got this. Mini
Oh
boss
yeah, I'm like, I gotta buckle
is
in for another 10 minutes.
You know we want to add more bosses, but I would say like it would be nice if you guys also suggest some bosses. You know, if you guys want to see something in there, it could be anything. It could be like it could be like a
pirate or
province.
something.
Yeah, a pirate too. That
Oh
works.
my god,
Give some
yo, there's a
suggestions.
pirate ship and it's shooting its cannon at you.
Yes.
Yar.
Yeah, yeah.
Yar.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good
Yes.
idea. You could suggest that in the Discord. Yeah,
I
but
wanna
we're
try and
looking for
monkey
new
this
ideas
juice
as
laser
well. So
eyes.
yeah, we could have like a mini Sneezy in there as well. You know, walking around.
Oh my gosh. You gotta. He's the level 10 boss though.
No,
Level 10 boss is
Yeah.
easy.
I gotta be like one of the level 1 like pawns.
You shoot lasers out of your eyes. It's very fitting for you to be a high level there.
All right,
All
all
right.
right. Twist my rubber arm.
When was the last time you changed your profile picture, Sneezy?
What's that, sir?
When's the last time you changed your Twitter profile picture? The monkey.
Like yesterday, I was wearing the 1 of 1 Cretus.
Oh
That
right,
Manta.
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everyone's changing to the Aptos, right? The meme coin. I see they're making ones like for a few of the foundation guys as well.
Yeah. I'm seeing
That is awesome.
everybody Aptos been rocking the Aptos. Let's
I,
go.
I think let's hear from Zion Bets now. Any alpha, sir?
Yo, what up, Zion? Want to give us a
Yo.
little
Passing the mic.
introduction and a little intro?
Yeah, so I'm a little bit sick right now, so hopefully my voice is bearable. But my name is Max, and I'm one of the co-founders of Zion Bets. We started this project based on the Aptos randomness hackathon that took place last month. We were the first place winners for that, using the new on-chain randomness feature by Aptos. And we also just got into the Spring X Move Accelerator. And right now we're going through an audit. We're live on testnet. We've gotten a bunch of users. And yeah, if you haven't tried out our game yet, it's a re-implementation of a common game called Crash. It's where you have a graph that goes up exponentially, and you're sort of betting when it's going to stop going up. So if you keep waiting for it to go up higher and higher, the likelihood of your winnings increases. So it's a really fun way to gamble. And what we want to do is not just be like another on-chain casino with a bunch of classic casino games. Obviously, Crash is a classic casino game, but we have another game in the pipeline that we're going to launch over the next probably 2 months. But for now, our focus is really just making sure that we have a good user experience for onboarding non-crypto natives to Aptos. I think right now you haven't really seen any consumer apps on Aptos. Like there's Town Square. I think that's probably one of the best examples. If you guys bring up another one, that would be a good to bring up. But yeah, I think because Aptos is like the best chain, technically speaking. Um, it's okay for people to not really know that they're on Aptos, but you can provide the best user experience for them. So that's what we're trying to do. Right now, we give every user a little bit of testnet money so that they can bet with and play the game. And we always play live with people on our Telegram live streams. So, yeah. Has anyone played the
Yo,
game
that's
yet?
awesome. Yo, I was gonna say I've played the testnet, and I'm looking forward to mainnet.
Yeah, what was your
It's a fun
biggest
game.
like excitement about it? Like because I know we're trying to focus on the mobile experience. And some people say like, oh, you should add
Oh, you run.
Oh,
all these other casino games, but
Oh, add a
I
bunch
don't
of
know.
casino games. Honestly, the crash is fun.
yeah, I agree.
Well, for our next game, I was thinking doing something along the lines of trading. So right now our game is based around this graph that
Yo,
goes
that
up
takes me
and up
back
and
to
up.
like grade 10 marketing class, where you would like start with a pool of money and then yeah, sorry, carry on. That takes me way back, and I'm excited.
Well, I just think that if the graph is like the main product on our app, like you see this really pretty graph. But what if you could also see the graph go up and down, pretty much just like a candlestick chart or like a coin chart? And there's a
Okay.
bunch of casinos that do like the 1000x leverage trading, and that seems very popular. And right now, Merkle Trade, they do that, but there needs to be a lot of liquidity in the system. So if there's a way to sort of gamify that and allow people to place small bets and win big payouts without actually like having to trade these tokens and like
Well, that's
wait days for their investment PCs to like play out. I think if you can give people just a quick way to like put up $10 and they know instantly whether or not they like made money or they lost it all. It's all about that
I mean, that's
feedback loop with the gambling.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that's very much so fitting into the whole mechanism of basically gambling as a whole. Very fast feedback loops to uh, relatively unpredictable, very unpredictable outcomes for the most part. Even though people think that there's predictability, aka card counting, to a high degree of confidence, right? But different. My take, generally speaking, though, with the crash game was it was very fun. My favorite parts were when I would cash out at like a 1.5 or 2x, and then it would go to like 115, and I'd be sitting there like, wow, it's still going. Oh my gosh, it's still going. And then like walk away being like, wow, okay. And like it would just change up my perspective a little bit, even though I know it shouldn't in some sense because it's random. But it was just like, wow, you can go up that high. And I thought that was very cool to see some people actually like hold on to that rocket
balls of steel.
the
Yeah.
entire yeah. Like at 100x, they'd be like, all right, I'm good. I'm like, what? Now you're good at 100x? Like I'm over here at 2. But like, it was cool to see like that, those kind of game mechanisms, and also just how fast you can go up and how fast you can go down. Like I started to get like more aggressive because it's testnet. So I was like, I started so slow, like 5 apps increments, and then I'd slowly go to 10 and then 25. And then I found I could custom enter in my own amount of Aptos. So then I started betting like when I had like 1,000 or 2,000 Aptos, I would be like, oh, well, why not just bet like 100?
Yeah.
Which the presets went only up to 25, and then I found that you could just change that 25 to whatever you wanted it to be actually. And that was such a slippery slope for me, where I eventually saw myself betting at 500 increments, and then I think at the very end there where I started to really like degen out. I think my last one was 1,000, and I'm like, okay, and then I lost everything relatively fast after that point.
Yeah,
So
it's like
yeah,
you have the people that are kind of they try to grind it up, and then you have like the other people that just bet all of it once, and then they just play so aggressively. 2 guys, I think they got like 100,000 tokens plus. So
that is
they start
insane.
off at 1,000. Maybe we also gave people like additional tokens for doing quests, but yeah, if you get 1,000 tokens up to 200,000, like you're definitely a good gambler, right?
You're the luckiest human alive, basically, at that point.
Yeah,
That is
you can get
incredible.
like, dude, you can get into like statistics and stuff like that. Like, I'm fascinated to see like what the least amount of plays to get to that type of score is.
Right? Yes,
Like
exactly
did the
that.
dude grind it out or did the dude hold to 150x 4 times?
Yeah,
Yeah, and one guy
exactly.
he grinded it all the way up, and then he lost it all, and then he grinded it back
Oh,
all the way up.
wow, what a legend. He deserves to be at the top. I am curious though. The one thing that also caught my eye was your like the pool. I didn't mess with the pool at all, but I think that's a really interesting mechanic that like is kind of like subtly there. Can you talk a little bit about that? The pool? Like what you guys are thinking and the perspective there of like LP and providing that like optionality for being part of the house in some sense. Like I'm super curious about that. That's a very different and cool mechanic that fits well into, I guess, like basically a casino. Like from my perspective at least, it's like house always wins. I would love to be part of the house if I can. And you kind of provide that, it seems like.
Yeah, exactly. And it
Do you want to
you
like
know
tee that up a
it's
little
just
bit about like what it is I'm talking about and like what like the name of it and then also like what you're thinking about it? I'm super
yeah,
just like
yeah.
for those that have never messed with Zion Bets yet.
So I guess for some context, I'm a really big DeFi fanboy, and the more and more I see like all this meme coin token trading, and like gamified DeFi platforms, you know, I'm just thinking to myself like, okay, all of DeFi is pretty much just a casino, but there are certain ways where like there's certain unexplored areas. So I think one of the most unexplored areas is just like fully decentralizing your casino. So, similar to like a DEX, right, where anyone can provide liquidity and earn based on how much liquidity share they own, that's how much share of the revenue of the swap fees that they earn. So the same kind of, um, you know, revenue share model works with Zion Bets, where, we all, not only do we want to attract like users to the game and bettors, we want to attract liquidity providers. So the same types of people that would be, LPing into Aries markets or lending out on echelon markets, or Thala, like whatever, or on some decks, to do airdrop farming or to earn, fees or emissions. We want to also capture those users. And if we don't have those users, we would have to be providing all of the liquidity to the house of the casino ourselves. So if you look at a bunch of other casino games that don't have like this on-chain, liquidity pool kind of setup, um, you have no idea how much solvency there is in that system, and there's no way for people to just deposit their money passively and like be a part of that casino. So yeah, those are the two main things that we want to solve. So like getting liquidity, allowing anyone to earn in the revenue share by LPing, and also allowing people to, you know, see that all of this liquidity in the platform is very transparent. Like it's all on chain. You can see who exactly owns how much percent of the casino house, how much money is in the system, how much money you're theoretically able to win, how big of a bet size you can place, um, what's like the APR for depositing and LPing for a certain amount of time. What's the likelihood that someone wins a big payout and like all the LPs kind of lose money, which is a possibility. So it's all these like market dynamics that are now being exposed, and it allows a little bit more of like the financial side rather than like just the pure gambling side. So
Yeah, very
that's why I
cool.
really like the
I
name Gamble Fi.
yeah, I yeah, Trey,
Did you
you
coin
hit
that?
it when he asked, did you, yeah, is that trademarked by Zion Bet?
No, gamble, like a bunch of people use that term.
Oh, okay. Oh, this
Yeah,
is
Okay.
like
just
First
like
time
how
hearing it.
people
Very
say
cool.
TradFi all
GameFi
over
or like
again.
DeFi or like NFT-fi, there's also GambleFi, right?
Is there like a product that you kind of look up to or you envision Zion Bets to be? Like I know it's not like 100% similar, but like I've used like Shuffle and Rollbit and some of these other similar stuff. I don't know whether it's kind of like very or like 100%, but is there like a product or even Stake? I don't know whether you guys aim to kind of be like that.
Yeah, I mean, I look up to them in the sense that, you know, gambling is also like, or it's like obviously a big market, and it's very easy for people to gamble through crypto rails versus like, you know, weird like Venmo payments on these weird websites, and logging in with email and password. So all of that is very inspiring to see, but I personally am not a big fan of like your stereotypical casino games where you might have like, you know, card games or like slot kind of games or Candy Crush kind of games. You know, I'm more uh, interested in like the gambling aspect of crypto, right? Like tokens, charts, meme
Yeah, I
coins,
respect
stuff
that.
like that.
You want to gamify the DeFi experience.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of people are trying to like add on these game features to DeFi. Like you see Merkle Trade doing a bunch of stuff with like loot boxes and badges, and they're doing NFTs, you know, and they have all these point systems. But at the end of the day, like it's still the same DeFi product, right? Like it's just leverage trading. And um, you know, the like I said with the feedback loops, um, leverage trading it has a high feedback loop, yeah, but you know, if you get liquidated, it's like really discouraging. You know, it's really hard to feel like you can make good decisions with like trading a chart, and it's just not fast enough to the point where you can like put up $10 and then win like $100 off of that. Like maybe, but it's hard to do that consistently. So I think there needs to be more of like a new type of experience, you know, like a Flappy Bird type of experience for crypto. Like you know with Flappy Bird, it's like you see the bird go up and down, right? It kind of reminds me of like a chart going up and down, right? And people in crypto don't care what coin they're trading. You know, obviously they care like, you know, what the lore is and you know, how many Twitter followers it has or how many buyers it has, but people couldn't care less about what they're trading. They just want to see the chart move. So if you can give people like a really good experience, like a fast experience for them to just load up their wallet on their phone, click one button with like a $5 or $10 bet, and then, you know, they can sort of predict, you know, whether like they're gonna make money or not,
Yeah,
and they
It's definitely
know within like
it's
5 minutes.
it's definitely a different approach, and it's pretty cool to see that someone's thinking a little differently about it, right?
100%.
Yeah,
Because like you can
and
sit
like
there on
also
Deck
everyone's
Screener
focused on
all
games,
day and
right?
try and find like the token that you want to put your $10 into. What Zion sounds like they're offering is a place for me to go and play that same game in a completely random setting, and it's readily available at
Well,
my
I
at
think
my
you're
leisure.
Zion,
Yeah,
Sneezy,
what up,
Pagefruit.
Zapdos?
Thank you for having me here. Zion, I'm loving what you're doing, and I think you're understating the transparency factor here. Where if you go, well, back in the day, I used to review casinos that were calling themselves on-chain casinos, but they were actually uh, all of these random entities that were based in Curacao because that has the most lenient license. And so it would be really easy to spin up this website and let people deposit Bitcoin or Ethereum or pretty much just that, or like even Ripple. Like It's kind of one of those platforms. But you go and you start making money, let's say, on a crash type of game, or any game, and then all of a sudden you can't withdraw. Well, who are you going to go after? Like this entity in the middle of the Caribbean? There's no way to do that in a like scalable way when you have like $500 on the line, type of thing. So if you go through Trustpilot, for example, on all the major casinos that I used to look into, which there's like dozens of them that have, I don't know, thousands of users, maybe like a low six-figure cumulative user count. But it was like a 1 out of 5 or a 0.5 out of 5 every time because they always ran into withdrawal issues. And that's only one, factor of the transparency that you're having here. You have like the on-chain verifiable randomness that is another factor, that is like verifiable odds to the point where people know they're not getting screwed over by the house. And then you're giving people the ability to be the house and you create yield in a really novel way that can be tokenized and put into other DeFi protocols in a way where like Merkle has their MKLP tokens, and it's not a stablecoin, it's like a structured product, but you can use that as a yield bearing token all over DeFi. And I think you're going to see more and more of that. So you can almost tokenize the house positioning you hold in Zion Bets and use that in DeFi in just a yield bearing way. But yeah, I think the transparency side of it is really like understated.
Yeah, and I think there's a bunch. If you think of it as like a Venn diagram of users, there's like a bunch of users that would come to Zion Bets because it's the easiest to use, like it's the easiest to load up with money. And then you have the other group of users who are using it, just because it's like they know where their money is, right? Like if you're an LP and you deposit, you can withdraw your money immediately whenever you want and collect your rewards. And then if you're like placing bets, or if you load up your account to place bets, you can withdraw that anytime, right? Like you don't need, one friend told me that they tried a casino website where it took like 15 minutes to withdraw their funds. And apparently that website, like they only let you withdraw if there's someone else depositing at the same time. So that's just like a really bad system to ensure solvency. But we have that all automated at the contract level. And that'll be open source soon after our audit.
That's what's up. I mean, I love what you guys are doing.
We're being audited right now, by the way. So
you guys are taking
take like 2 weeks.
Different swings at a concept that's been around, and it's refreshing to see. So wishing you guys the best success, and you dropping some alpha throughout this chat today. It's been awesome to hear and see, and I'm excited for what you guys kind of coming up as well, as you kind of alluded to. It's very exciting and very, very curious to see how it evolves, especially as you get closer to mainnet. So I'm excited to see how actually when people are putting their actual Aptos on the line, where people tend to go, whether it's the gamble side or the gambling side or the LP side or the new game that you're creating or new games that you're creating. It's just very refreshing to see. So very cool. Shout out to you guys and what you're doing. It's awesome.
Thanks, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be a good way for people to substitute their meme coining, I think, because probably most people on average lose money meme coining, trying to catch a whiff or a Doge or a Pepe or anything, because it's so saturated at this point, and I think it's only going to continue. And you guys are just like very much transparent. Like here it is. You have the odds of this going up or not. Bet on it. It's not like any chance of rug or anything.
That's what I was getting at. Is like people sit on Deck Screener just sifting through garbage for hours a day. Like Zion's gonna give them a platform to go and get that same experience, except you're betting against a theoretical house.
Yeah, and you can hedge yourself. Just be the LP and bet against it.
That's what I was just gonna say. Is like you can play both sides. Like you can put money in the LP and then play around.
Yeah, you can kind of do it in Merkle too, because Merkle is like essentially a house model where MKLP is the counterparty to every trade. So you can deposit LZUSDC as collateral. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but you can deposit into as MKLP, and then you would use other LZUSDC as the collateral for a trade. But in doing that, you're both the house and the trader, taking both sides of the trade to an extent.
Yeah, and you can just airdrop farm all day long doing that.
Well, I'm just gonna,
there's
pass.
definitely people farming airdrops everywhere.
I think we should give a little bit more time. Just pass it back to Mud. And Mud, do you have anything else you want to throw our way or to mention as far as Undying City, what you have going on? Anything else that you, Alpha, you want to
Yeah, I
drop, or
mean,
anything that's just to mention here? I'd love to give you more. Yeah, jump in.
Yeah, I mean, we have that free mint coming up on the 3rd of May. So we're still looking for supporting new projects, right? Anyone who wants to get some free mints for the community. I think that's the main one. But yeah, update wise, we're trying to push like a new level, more bosses, the usual stuff, and more feedback. It would be good, like for sure. And the iOS, of course, that's iOS has been kind of like a bit more troublesome than Android Play Store in general.
Yep.
But yeah, besides
Apple
that,
ecosystem always a pain in the butt.
yeah,
Yo, that's okay. Get yourself a Jambo phone for $99 plus $30 shipping, and you'll be able to play Undying City on your Android-enabled Jambo phone.
let's go. Oh,
Yo, let's go. I've been doing it. I literally jammed it up with Undying City this past week. Let's go.
Yo, dude, my Jambo phone is my Android device. That is how I'm able to do just about all the Web3 gaming that I do.
Love it.
let's go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Setting up an entirely new device, little bit more. It's a little bit more tricky than I was expecting.
It's been a slow process for me.
I was actually I'm gonna try and run Jambo through the spaces next week. I thought I was way too overconfident thinking I was gonna be able to do this in like no time. I was like, I'll just set this up like really quick before the spaces tonight.
Dude,
Definitely underestimated the time to get my ridiculous password on X transferred over into a new phone without like a simple way of doing that
then you got to get your authenticator
Next.
set up so that you can get Discord set up, and I still got to set Telegram up on my Jambo.
Yep. All the things, but I'm pumped to have it. It's been a smooth experience using it so far. So shout out to the Jambo team.
100%.
Seriously.
Yo, first, sorry, timeout, quick reset. Zactos,
Quick reset.
absolute pleasure to have you in the space. I absolutely love your content. Avid Aptos user. Let's fucking go.
Thank you. I need to come on more of these.
Yeah, dude, jump on in. Mondays and Wednesdays we're here. Mondays recorded, Wednesdays unrecorded. Jump on in. Same time, Mondays and Wednesdays.
Okay, good to know. So, hello to everyone who's listening to this non-recording. I'm curious from you guys, like, what do you want to see more of in Aptos DeFi, anything?
Let's go. Throw it in the comments, in the YouTube comments, or on any of our posts talking about today, episodes 11 space. We will be monitoring for sure. Great question. We also got some new speakers up here. What up, Brent?
I want to see more Zactos in Aptos After Dark. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, man.
Yo. How you guys doing? Let's go.
We got a lot of launches coming. I think it's gonna be Aptos Summer, Aptos Autumn. There's got to be a word for winter.
I was telling Atreyu earlier, I said, if there's one thing Aptos is known for, it's Aptos Summers. Aptos Summers are fucking epic.
Well, it's named after a beach partially, so makes sense.
Let's go. We also got Denoshi up here. What up, Denoshi?
Yo, how are we doing, boys?
Epic.
Amazing.
Beautiful episode 11. Glad to see everyone here.
Episode 11's been fire. Mud and Zion dropping nothing but alpha and awesome updates and exciting things to be talking about when it comes to what's here, what's to come. Yeah, been great. Undying City crushing it with their updates. Zion Bet's got a bunch of stuff cooking in the middle of an audit right now, but they're going to come into that stronger than ever with new features, new products, new games, and mainnet, baby. Let's go. It's a lot of good stuff. Everyone's cooking. It's awesome. What's up with you, Denoshi?
Just cooking per usual. You know what it is. Working with some founders, getting some machines set up behind the scenes. Yeah, dude, we're having some fun. I'm glad to see everyone cooking. Aptos Summer is coming though. I'm excited for this summer. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Dude, I'm so bullish.
Machines behind the scenes.
Wow. Dude, The trademark's coming out of tonight's space. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Brent, you don't need to put your hand up, bro. What's up, homie?
Yes, I do, man. I got Zach. I got Zach Toast right next to me. He's one of the smartest dudes I've ever met.
Bro,
I
I'm a little
gotta
shook,
act
dude.
polite and act smart. Yo, Denoshi, you guys, was it you that created Toy Machine?
Yes, it was.
That was one of the most fun games I think I've ever played. I was so pumped when the shrimp one landed. I don't think I worked for like an hour. I just kept playing. It was very fun.
Yeah.
Don't.
Thanks.
Oh, is this a recorded space? This is the not recorded space, right?
This is recorded, Brent. This is recorded.
Definitely recorded.
Yeah, no, the past week we
No.
just spent like optimizing it.
Actually, I told my manager in our one-on-one. I was like, that was really cool. Like, I just checked out at work for like an hour. It was cool.
Yeah, but you put in at least 3 hours overtime after that, so it's okay. Let's go.
Brent will
Let's
arrive at 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning. What time are you there today, Brent?
5:30. I wanted to crap. We had an engineer that was working there until like 3:30, and I woke up pretty early. I showed up at 3:30. I scared the crap out of him. He scared the crap out of me. We were both like, "What? What are you doing here?" Okay, cool.
Yeah. U-Ship, Merkle Ship reminds me of the story where they asked us to get in to the office at 3 a.m. during our Aptos Summit in January. And then they went and shipped Merkle Season 3 at like 3 a.m. Pacific time.
Heck
go.
yeah.
Let's go.
It was because the Wi-Fi wasn't working in the hotel because all the Palo Alto companies are sucking it up.
That's amazing. Let's go. Man, we what a space it's been. It's easy. Do we want to reset the room really quick? I mean, man, we just kind of went on a roll there, and I know we haven't really reset since we started the episode 11. You want to do a quick reset?
Let's do it up.
Should we? Yeah, okay.
Let's do it
Let's
up.
do it. Let's do it up. All right. So if this is your first time here, welcome. This is Aptos After Dark. We discuss everything going on Aptos over the past week, every single week, joined by amazing humans and individuals like everyone on stage today and everyone listening in currently. Hosted by myself, Atreyu, and the man, the myth, the legend, Sneezy.
Yo, heck yeah. Absolutely beautiful people every week coming and joining us. Brings me to the disclaimer. Nothing we talk about up here is financial advice. We're just up here talking about cool stuff going on in the Aptos ecosystem with cool people that have cool stuff going on in the Aptos ecosystem. If you do enjoy anything we're talking about, get yourself a Petra wallet, write down your seed phrase in a safe location, and dabble away.
Just don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yo, that's right. Get monkeys, Mavs, Robos, Mingos, Creatures, Cretus, Ice Blue, Undying City. I'm sorry if I'm
Go play
forgetting
some Toy
anybody.
Machine.
R.I.P.
Also, just try and write down your seed phrase 2 times.
Oh, dude, did I tell you the story about that? It was my main Aptos wallet too.
Oh no.
I wrote it down twice, but the first time I wrote it down, I only wrote down 11 words. I had a heart attack.
Oh no. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying. Holy crap.
Yeah, dude,
it's literally my nightmare.
I've had people give me a hard time when I tell people, like, seriously, write it down 2-3 times, keep them in separate locations. And they're like, no, just have it on my phone. I'm like, okay. And if your phone gets wet, like, what the hell are you doing? Like,
yeah, no, or hacked. I mean, anywhere digital is just risky. So writing it, get a piece of paper. I know that's crazy to say out loud, and a pen, even crazier, and use that combination of pen plus paper.
Yeah.
And then just do that 3 times.
Definitely, if you really care about security, do not keep it on any device. For example, the people who stole, or I don't even know if they stole, but somehow they came across $4.2 billion in stolen Bitcoin. I can't remember their names right now, but one of them, like, it was a couple, and the girl was like a rapper. You could look her up. I can't remember her name, but she has like a frog, and she'll rap about the frog and the whole thing. But they had a .txt file and it was in a cloud drive, and it had the private key, the mnemonic to this wallet with all the billions of stolen Bitcoin. And I think it's from Mount Gox, or I don't know. It was just some historic hack that they ended up having all this Bitcoin in. And all that happened was it was traced somehow. Like the Feds figured out that it was like in this closed source, decentralized Google Drive equivalent. And then they just gave them a subpoena, and they said, "Give me that file." And then they got the file,
Oh my
and
gosh.
then they just got the Bitcoin, and then they got the people in custody, you know, and now they're going to jail forever. And they were obviously in the
Digital.
wrong, but like, just don't keep your anything in the cloud or on your device if you really want to like secure everything.
Yep. Honestly,
Facts.
I don't even
That is
screenshot
truly
it.
it.
I don't
It's
screenshot it. I don't do any of that. I put my password in and write it down when I see it. And that's it.
Yeah, one of the it's kind of fun to go into the rabbit holes on this too with Bitcoin, especially because Bitcoiners just got so rich they had nothing else to think about besides like the fact that there are articles that it's titled like, "How do you make sure you have access to your seed phrase after you've been cryogenically frozen?" Like that's a real article. And it's a really good question if you think about it. But it also shows, you know, like they had time to think about it.
that. You know what, Zactos? The amount of Google search is going to come from tonight's episode. Oh, this is
Yep.
amazing.
That is why it is imperative that you memorize your seed phrase in a song. That way, when you're regenerated 150 years from now, you can just spit that rap.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
And this,
just looked it up actually, and her name was Razzle Khan, the rapper. I recommend just maybe 30 seconds. That's all you need, and then you'll get the idea. But she probably
Share a
had
tweet
her.
up top in the jumbotron. Share the tweet.
Oh, can I?
yeah, if you got a tweet, you can definitely pin it.
Yo, put that shit
If
in the
there's a
You're
tweet.
a speak.
Jumbotron.
Oh, I don't.
You can also put in the comments.
Aptotron. Nice.
You can put it in the comments in the purple pill in the bottom right there, and just with the link, and we can pin it to the top. Or if there's a tweet, you can pin it to the top.
I'll just find the video and I'll post it in the comment, and then I'll also look for that
Okay.
article about cryogenic freezing because we all need to know that answer.
This is critical, actually. Oh my gosh, how we pivoted from do your own research, not financial advice, into cryogenic freezing, seed recoveries, wallet
The
recoveries.
same guy who wrote it, Jameson Lopp, who I respect. I think he's really smart. He like has other articles about like 30 different reviews that he personally made on like the metal that you etch your seed phrase into and how bulletproof it is or how fireproof it is, and they go really far out in Bitcoin world.
Wow. Please add one of those into the comments so we can pin that. I feel like that will be, I think, my favorite read of the week for me personally. I'm very excited about that. Wow. Okay. Do we want to wrap up the gaming topic here, Sneezy, with mentioning anything else? Do we want to go into any other gaming topics before we pivot away into maybe any of the other big topics we want to get into tonight? Other projects or protocols that are on testnet or anything like that? I know we mentioned well, we didn't mention yet, but Aptos Shaker. Do we want to give them a shout out on what they're doing?
Aptos Shaker coming in May.
Y'all talk about the Aptos Ascent. Did anyone talk about that yet?
Oh, we're getting
Not
there.
yet. We're getting there. We're getting there for sure.
Sorry. Spoilers. Sorry. Jumped the gun.
This fucking guy doesn't think we have any kind of a plan. He thinks we're up here completely winging it every week.
I mean, half the time we kind of are. No, I'm just kidding.
No, 100%.
My bad.
Completely justified. Just don't need to call us out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, Aptos Shaker. I'm going to pin the tweet up there as well. Those guys, they're launching in May. If you don't know about them, they also launched during the hackathon. The random hack powered by the Skeleton Mass DAO. So let's freaking go. And GUI actually as well. So
Wolves and Witches, Skeleton Mass DAO, and GUI. Let's go.
Yeah, freaking awesome. So, oh, okay, nice. Let's go. Zactos has got these these articles. I'm going to pin both of them to the top. So as we do our roundup at the end of this we will include those that are interested in ensuring your protection and security in the future, 150 years from now, in some sense. So
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
wish I wish I had a RowsellCon recommendation, but I just have the Forbes article. But you can look her up on YouTube and some good stuff.
Good stuff. Quality
That is
content.
quality first contributions to After Dark. That is awesome.
Yeah, what up, Brent?
Brett,
I'm sorry I showed up late, so I'm trying to jam everything into a short period of time. But did you see Serene Forest's time lapse of the ninja, the Meowdy ninja?
we have
You should
not
check it out.
mentioned.
It's 4 tweets. I pinned it to the top, to the Aptotron.
Did you? Oh, you beat us to it. Okay, let's
Get
go.
it up there.
Well,
Let's
you
go. Oh, there
you
it
pinned
is.
over top of me, bro.
Oh, what?
Oh my
It's so
God.
cool. Yo, and I got it. Suckers.
Oh,
Oh, okay, okay.
all right. That was a big
Let's.
circle back to a huge flex. I see how it is.
I did not expect the last
Yo,
part.
just a huge flex. Just check out this time lapse.
Brent is on these mints because like the
Yo,
Petra events page, like that really gives him a lot of insight as to when they're happening.
that is awesome. That is amazing, though. Serene, shout out to Serene as always. That is so cool. This is awesome.
Yo, her and Julie, I cannot wait. That's been the
And
alpha.
Julie, of course.
That's the alpha coming out of the last 2 weeks of spaces. Those two are going to be bringing a space to Aptos, and I cannot wait for it. It'll be an AM EST space, and yeah, anybody who knows them, two amazing artists. They've both launched a bunch of editions and one-on-ones through Mercado, and yeah, just looking forward to what they got cooking.
That's awesome.
How AM EST?
That's a valid question.
Yo, if you're rolling into the Aptos office at 5:30, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what I like to hear. All right, cool. I'm willing to set an alarm to get there.
Oh my gosh. Well, more to come for sure. But that is for sure the alpha that we're sharing tonight. That's super exciting. Man. All right, Sneezy. I mean, Mud kind of blew up our spot here, but I mean, he's spot on. Well, that's a send.
Yeah, what do you guys want to know?
Well,
What can you tell us?
Maybe-
Because you probably have a much deeper understanding than my basic ass understanding.
I don't have too much to say that hasn't been announced, but I have a pretty good understanding of like the scene for permissioned protocols and blockchains, and there's definitely a lot of interest because it opens up like new categories of things you can do for these institutions.
Hey, Zach, can you explain it to me like I'm like 5 to 10 years old?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that's
break it down.
beautiful. Could you dive into that a little bit?
So if you go on a DEX right now, you might be trading with a terrorist and you don't even know it. There's no KYC or AML and know your customer and anti-money laundering practices that are taking place. It's just like, oh, you have a wallet, you have some money in the wallet, go trade on the DEX, I guess. So institutions can't do that because they need to know exactly who their counterparties are. And so there's been a lot of workarounds in the past of like permission protocols where you basically whitelist certain addresses after those addresses have been whitelisted through like some third-party identity service. And there's a lot of flaws in that. It's not very scalable to build like a permission protocol on a permissionless network that all these blockchains are. Not all of them, but most. And so, like for example, Avalanche has launched permissioned subnets, and so it's you can call it like a Fed chain, but it's more of just like institutions trading with each other. That they've all been KYC'd, and if you're trading with BlackRock, like you can kind of trust BlackRock, and so maybe they can go and get some collateralless loans because you don't really necessarily. I mean, you could take their collateral and then bill them interest, but you could also maybe like structure a new financial primitive where they don't need to put down collateral to get a loan, kind of like a flash loan, things like that. Like they can't do that on a permissionless chain because they need to know everybody involved because of these KYC AML laws that are like federally regulated. So that's kind of the gist of it, but it really opens up just a lot of opportunities for like institutions to trade with each other, basically.
Wow, that is huge, actually, and that was a
Zach
good
is
way
so
to.
smart.
That was a good way to break it down. Honestly, I feel like I actually comprehend exactly what you just said there. I don't know, Sneezy, what's your take? I feel like that was great explanation. Thank you, Zach. I don't know. That made sense. That was.
So the
Yeah.
only
There's
thing
other
I need to
variations of it
understand
too,
is
like
it's like
real
a
estate.
subnet on it will be able to create subnets on Aptos for them to create these KYC trading.
No, not necessarily. That's just Avalanche's implementation of it. Ours is like we have mainnet, we have testnet, devnet. Right now we have randomnet, where Zion is being hosted because it taps into all the random calculations which are being done in the nodes at every given second or millisecond. Like that's why it's so fast in terms of accessing that randomness in the smart contract. But and so that we have like mainnet, testnet, devnet, randomnet. We also have something called previewnet, which I'll get to later if you want. And then now we have Ascend, which is this permissioned network.
Let's go.
Okay, got you.
Got it.
Now,
And then
I'm
okay,
not gonna
that was
lie.
PreviewNet
what
is
was
where we
missing.
really push the boundaries on performance. And so we have an article out with all the numbers, and they're insane.
So wait, okay, is PreviewNet like a
Oh my
step in
gosh.
between mainnet and testnet?
There's
Because
so
I
many
know that
nets.
what you guys have been putting out on testnet has been mental since basically September of last year.
You could
The
call it
preview
that.
net.
I would almost think of it like it's like a test net that's just like on steroids.
Oh, interesting. Brent.
Brent.
I have to raise my hand because I don't want to cut off Zaktos. Zach, correct me if I'm wrong. PreviewNet is more like a replica of mainnet, and it takes a lot more effort. You have to take all of the everybody that's running a node, and you have to get them to upgrade and use the same hardware simultaneously with everything they have going on mainnet. It's a lot more work, a lot more effort, but it simulates a mainnet environment much better than testnet. So I wouldn't call it in between. I would call it a copy of mainnet with a little bit less fidelity. But then we some of the tests we ran, we're actually doing transactions. We're paying for those transactions, and they're actually happening, real live transactions, not testnet transactions. Trying to congest the network, trying to do everything. I'm trying to break things down as simple as Zaktos did. Hopefully I'm getting close. But Zaktos now can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think you explained it better than me actually. So,
Yes, let's
this
go!
Bullish
one
as fuck
time,
on
I'm just
Brent.
kidding.
Bullish on Brent.
Bullish Brent.
This is the
But
smartest I've ever been right now. Right now, I'm so glad this face is recorded.
I wish it was a Wednesday. Yeah, PreviewNet's not really anything that I'm not shilling it at all right now. Like, definitely don't go use it. It's just more of a medium to showcase the performance of the network. Because there's also like he's talking about the nodes all working together and doing a little more than they usually do to get that performance. And Sajim, Dojitoshi Sajimoto, or I can't think of his name off the top of my head or his profile, but the leader of Panem.
It's Sadoji Nakamoto.
Sadoji Nakamoto. So he has a really interesting idea that he can speak more to, maybe on another space. But it's you get like the regional node clusters, and then they all work together in a way where they don't need to sync globally. So this is not necessarily this is not like the general purpose Aptos permissionless network that we all know and love. This would be like a very small, tight knit group of nodes that are looking for performance, similar to like what Brent described with PreviewNet, and it will allow you to do crazy things like arbitrage from a DEX to a centralized exchange, and vice versa in a way that like can't really be done because of the latency of networks right now. Where I don't know all the numbers off the top of my head; they're changing all the time. But like Aptos is one of the fastest in terms of latency, but like the numbers are probably like 400 milliseconds or something for like global state sync, and then and I'm speaking a little bit out of turn here. You really want to get an engineer on the call to talk about it, but then with like what Sajitoshi is looking for, or Dojitoshi, is basically 80 milliseconds, meaning that's like what centralized exchanges experience. So you can do just crazy high frequency fast arbitrage in those sorts of regional node networks. So we're kind of going in the weeds here, but it's just definitely something to think about in terms of performance.
That's insane.
I think we
Now,
talked
can you
about.
break it down for me like I was five?
I think we talked about this last week, didn't we, Sneezy? About like the down only graph, basically. Is this the same concept that I think I saw, which is like
Yeah, the latency graph.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly, latency graph. Is this exactly it? Because we touched on this last week, actually. Now that I'm thinking about
Yeah,
it.
I think we could tie it back into Petra actually, where Petra has just like lightning fast transactions. Brent, can you speak more to the stats?
Yes. Let's
I
go.
cannot today, but I probably can tomorrow.
Wednesday it is.
Okay.
Yo, hold on. Tuesdays are recorded space with Ape. We can get him
Oh,
tomorrow.
let's go. Okay, yes. Let's go.
Well, TLDR, Petra is like super fast because of this latency, and then we give all the applications. Like I'm using all the not all of them, but so many of these networks, and I'm not enjoying my experience there. And the latency is a big part of that.
I've never had a
Huh.
transaction take longer than 2.5 seconds on Petra.
Petra's kind of mind-boggling every time I use it. Like,
and
the fact
I
love the fact that you show it.
How they flex
Yeah.
it. Like, tell me
The
that my
flex is
transaction
awesome.
took 2.4 seconds. Give it to me.
Yep.
Rain it down on me.
Every time. And sometimes I'm rooting for it. Like, can I get sub 2? And then sometimes it's like 1.96. I'm like, yes! I don't know why I'm hyped about it, but it's awesome.
Okay, Brent, I'm gonna go to you, but I have my hand up for a long time. I just gotta say what kind of blew my mind, and maybe Brent's hand is kind of gonna touch on this. It could not. But are you telling me that the nodes that are operating the Aptos mainnet are simultaneously powering PreviewNet, which is essentially a souped up testnet that operates at the same rate as mainnet? Because that was my
It actually
on
costs.
5 was my takeaway.
Was
that
so
that
they
the
actually
nodes are capable of running 2 mainnets simultaneously.
No, my understanding. Well, so first of all, I'm a silly mobile engineer. I don't know all that blockchain stuff. So Zach can correct me. He for some reason knows all this, and he's not even an engineer. He's just crazy ridiculous on all fronts. But no, what they do is they duplicate their hardware, which is a bit of a cost. And
Brent has kids.
sorry, my son's running up to show me that we have some shrimp to feed the chickens. So they duplicate hardware for a short period of time, for a couple days, for a week, for however long we're running PreviewNet, and that it's completely separate. So they're not capable of running both of them simultaneously. What I had my hand raised for, I'm not allowed to talk about it, but I'm allowed to hint at it. 2.5 seconds is about to feel really slow for you, and I felt it. I felt it the other day, and it was like as soon as I hit send, I felt a vibration, and I almost fell over. It was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. So, and that is on my mobile network. That is a round trip communication plus being committed to the blockchain. What other blockchains have done, I won't name any competitors or anything sweet, but what they do is they optimistically update instead of like waiting for the transaction to actually go through. Because you can, as soon as a user hits send, you can immediately take them to a everything was successful screen. But if the transaction fails a couple seconds later, you have to go, oh, like, sorry, this didn't work as expected. We're not doing that. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
The just kidding screen. We're above the just kidding screen. So keep. I mean, you'll see me tweet about it. I'll probably tweet about it all day long. But stuff's about to get real fast.
Brent, maybe not to flex a little bit here, but I don't know if this is true or not. But is it because I'm in like the beta? Not the like I've opted in on Google to like be whatever program that is on beta that I might be.
TestFlight?
Is that a thing? Yeah,
No.
maybe. I'm not actually even. Okay.
What you've opted into is, like, we call it our dog fooding group. We push out. You are in the beta program on the Android Play Store. So what we do, our release process is we test things locally. We test them on our Android devices, and then we push them to an Android beta program, which is through the Play Store. So all you have to do is click that join button in the Play Store, and you get our next release usually a couple days earlier. It's like a week earlier if we find a bug and it's like hard to fix or something like that. But whether you're talking to mainnet or testnet, and that transaction speed, that is not affected by what build you're on. the mainnet across every single build, across old versions of the app and new versions and beta builds, is the same mainnet that you're talking to. But where you're geographically located and what validator is geographically the closest, once we say, hey, there's a new blockchain release coming up, go ahead and update. When those, if somebody geographically close to you updates earlier, you will get new blockchain updates, which is what's going on right now.
Gotcha. Okay, dope. Thank you also for sharing. And yeah, if anyone is curious, join the beta program. It's on Google Play. You get everything a little early, and you can help provide feedback if need be.
Atreyu provided some awesome feedback on Android 14. Was like, hey, it doesn't work. It's crashing. There was like a crash if the app was idle for a little bit or something like that, which is super helpful. I'll tweet about it again. We do have quite a few people in there now, but right now, actually just released on the Play Store. You can go download NFTs and save them to your camera roll and share them via socials and all those profile
Wait, did
pictures.
you just say I
You
can
can do it early.
save NFTs? Wait, did you
So
just say I
you
can
can
save
save.
NFTs?
You can save
Save the image.
to your
The
camera
image.
roll directly.
Woo!
Oh, why?
Ah!
I
Get some,
cannot thank you. I cannot thank you enough. That is, I don't
dude.
know why, but I love that is now a thing.
No
I
more
don't care that it
Let's
took
screenshots
so
go.
and
long.
cropping.
Yeah, I don't care that it took so
Exactly.
long. I don't care that it's only on the Petra. I'm just happy that it's here.
Sneezy.
Get the Petra wallet. Let's go.
Let's go.
Sneezy.
Huge.
You got my. I'm gonna give you my cell phone. I'm gonna give you my pager line. I'm gonna give you all this. I don't want you holding out on features that you're dying for, man. Come on.
Okay,
Well,
well,
I
okay,
have a
then
feature
let's go.
request, Brent.
What is it?
Is it tabs? Is it tabs? Because mine's tabs.
Well,
Tabs for dabs. Tabs for dabs.
Flappy Bird.
Tabs for dabs.
I need to tabs my daps.
Dude, I got you, bro. I got you. That's coming real soon.
Let's go.
Not
Let's
real soon,
go.
like probably in the next month or
Let's
so.
go.
yeah, if you
Yo, but
Man.
what is Zapdos waiting for?
well,
Zactos, what do you wait
there's
for?
a handful of things, but one thing that's relevant here, in terms of like saving your image, is something that I've seen other wallets do, where you can have a widget. I guess on like iOS. I don't have an Android, so I'm not sure how it would work there exactly. But you can have a widget on iOS that showcases like a specific NFT that you choose, and then you can put that on your home screen. Ideally, it would update in real time if that's a dynamic NFT, so it could be changing or whatever. But you could have it like on your home screen at all times, basically. So it could reflect a PFP or like a DeFi position or a portfolio. I don't know. Like there's a lot of variations like that you could do, but it might not be absolutely necessary. But I'm just thinking in terms of like having the image top of mind on your phone.
Zactos has created a full
Dude.
Google Doc of so many features. You know, he used to work on Soulflare. This dude knows everything about every wallet, and he's got so many amazing recommendations. Zach, that was a shitty recommendation, but all the other ones you've given me have been amazing.
You're not wrong, but I was just
No,
trying
I'm
to be
just kidding.
relevant.
I'm absolutely gonna add it.
Oh my god. I fucking love you guys.
This is amazing.
Dude,
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how every Monday just gets cooler and cooler.
Oh man. This is amazing.
Yeah, I think today's recap tweet may be the longest post I'm ever going to have made.
Definitely get some RazzleCon in there.
Oh my god. Are you kidding?
Oh,
I don't
man.
want to sully my search history. I am sure that is by no way the worst that's gone into my Google search bar.
Sully's an underrated word.
Oh,
Sneezy, I see you pinning more stuff to the top though. I know. Do you want to chat about this quickly as we get to the end of the space and give some shout outs to some other amazing things that have happened over the past week?
well, yeah, there was a yacht party last Thursday. Dude, I'm very bullish on all of the connections that were made in Dubai this past week. There's a lot of NFT folk that I haven't seen at a lot of events that we're at some events, and I'm very bullish on those connections. Yeah, what up, Brent?
Yo, I want to see a comparison of GUI to the other dog chains like Cheeb and Doge. And I also want to know when Baba is doing another GUI fundraiser, because that was awesome to see.
Yeah, that was absolutely legendary.
I think you're
GUI comparison?
he wants to see it versus the other dog coins. And I think I get the
No,
point you're
I
trying
want
to
to see.
make is where they are in terms of their lifespan versus where other ones were in their lifespans.
No, I want to see. So when I got into crypto because of Doge. I bought some Doge and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so much faster than Bitcoin and it's so cheap. Wow. And then I sent it from Binance to Coinbase, and I was like, this is crazy. Nobody's ever going to use this. And I sent.
Yo, I made a bag.
I
I made a
sent.
bag off of Shiba Inu, but it never left crypto.com. I kept looking. I'm like, I'm gonna lose how much sending it to a DeFi wallet? No, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm like, yo, I'm like, I got like 30 million, and I'm like, I'm not sending that at a 15 million loss.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice
sorry,
that GUI
not to
doesn't have
cut
to
you
launch
off.
its own L2 just to function on a network.
Oh my God, dude. Like,
Facts.
I don't know if anybody here is using Panora. Panora has been a game changer for me. I don't have a tweet ready to pin about Panora, but
I can get that
for
for
my
you.
meme coining, they have been a fucking dream.
I'm loving Panora.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
they're
just add the
kicking ass.
contract and you're good. There's been one
Panora's been
one or
great.
two tokens that they don't have the route set up for yet, but I would say 90% of the tokens that I'm trading on Aptos in the meme, air quotes meme tokens, I can trade on Panora. And then once they're added, I don't have to go to 4 different exchanges, dexes to trade. Everything's right there.
Yeah, they're working on optimizing everything too in a way that I think they've made a lot of progress. And you can look at it now where they'll split transactions across dexes and they'll do multi-hop routing, and it ends up just being a better rate for you to swap into.
No, heck yeah. No, and they've made some big partnerships too. Like I think it was Laconia. I saw they made a big partnership with.
Yeah,
Just
Iconia's
reducing
routes are
fees all
involved in,
around.
if Iconia has like a route for APT, or right now I think it's wrapped ETH, are the two markets they have. If that's makes sense in the algorithm that they have, then they'll include Iconia in the route.
Yeah, it's been awesome to use. Big fan. Panora's been crushing it.
Yeah, there's anyone here that wants to
Making
meet anyone from Panora, I'm happy to make the intro, or really any DeFi team. I feel like they're all happy to meet anyone, so I'll make that connection.
Yo, heck
They were
yes.
on episode 8, bro.
I've been
you're the
talking to
man.
some of them, but we'll definitely be reaching out to you in DMs to
Yep.
hit you up and basically plead for any kind of help you can give me or us.
Yep. Absolutely.
I am not above graveling.
Yes, we will gladly say yes to this. Oh my gosh.
What an amazing night. Thank you
Yeah,
everybody for everybody who was up speaking, everybody who stopped through as a listener. Just thank you for being a part of what we're doing here. And thank you for being a part of the Aptos ecosystem.
episode 11 coming out with fire. Super grateful for everyone. This has been amazing. Amazing episode. Dropping so much knowledge from Zapdos and Brett.
You're driving? You can't drive. You're not old enough to drive.
Yo, does it trade you rugged? I think it trade you rugged. Oh God, no. Oh no, we were doing so well. Oh my goodness. Are you back?
I can hear you.
Hello? Am I here?
Oh my God, now you're back.
What
You
the
got cut
heck?
off. I
Dude, that was a
apologize
lot.
again, man.
I have no idea what just happened there, but all I was saying is the knowledge.
Abe's just throwing emojis, so I have no idea what's going on, what the listeners
Either
can hear.
either way, I was just gonna say knowledge was dropped. It was epic, seriously amazing. Like definitely amazing vibe. And then we had Mud and Zion Bats jumping in. Mud with Undying City and Zion Bats jumping in, just dropping alpha, exciting things to be hyped about. Like it was such a fun space, and I think you're right, Sneezy. This is going to be one of the longest roundup write-ups of an episode of any of our episodes. So episode 11 coming out with fire. So again, super grateful for everyone showing up, hanging out with us, providing the vibes, throwing some reactions, some comments, and yeah, check us out on YouTube if just to throw a little soft shill out there. Um, After Dark on YouTube, episode 11 will be dropping probably Wednesday, right, Sneezy? We're gonna try and do this on Wednesday. We'll see. But if you haven't, like and subscribe, drop a comment so the lords of Google and Alphabet will help us rank and show more Aptos information to more people. Um, so yeah, again, thank you all for providing this opportunity for us to provide this space.
Yo, hell yeah, man. Yo, honestly, I want to give a huge shout out to Brent, the Petra Wallet, everything they do to help push the community content throughout the Aptos ecosystem. Cannot say enough good things about them. If you enjoyed anything we were talking about tonight, get a Petra Wallet, start exploring. You will also catch A Person Spaces, Spook Spaces, Waffle Spaces, Aptos After Dark Spaces. All of that's going to be in the ecosystem events. Zactos, huge shout out to you. Cannot thank you enough for stopping by, spending your evening with us. Angel, you know what you mean to this space. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to hear from you. If you have any parting words, the floor is yours.
No, just great space tonight, and have a good night. It's always nice to listen and catch up to see what's going on in the Aptos ecosystem all around. So really nice to hear, and yeah, great space as always.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Cannot thank you enough for just being the catalyst and that push that puts so many spaces to this point into motion, and I think so many more to come into motion because of your encouragement and what you bring to the space. And yeah, just can't say enough good things, man. Everybody, thank you for coming, hanging out, listening. We'll see you guys on Wednesday for Aptos tonight. Don't forget Tuesdays, Spook Space, 12 EST. A person like you talk about Aptos at 7 p.m. EST, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday. Have a good night, guys.